ready to give your love out there? Today is a wonderful day because it's a day that the Lord has made, and let's be glad. Let's be glad in it. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Love is everywhere. And today is a blessed day. And we have Harold Humphreys as our guest. Harold is an old friend of mine. We have known each other for a few years. And he's been an awesome support to me.
Well,
Harold?
I thank you, Lisette. That this last year and a half of my life I've been reborn again.
Mm-hmm.
In March of 2017, it was probably back on March 9th of 2017, I went to the hospital and I had pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in a coma for 41 days.
Mm-hmm.
Then I spent another year in rehab. They told my family that I would probably be in rehab. First they told my family that I probably wasn't going to make it. And then after a period of time, after I got out of the coma, they told me I would have to go in rehab and learn how to walk and talk,
Mm-hmm.
and use my brains to get myself going again.
Yes.
The only thing that I really had to go in for myself, as my son would tell me, he says, at least you still have all your marbles.
There you go.
I had all my marbles, and it was a struggle, Lisette. It was really a struggle. I think.
But you're here. This Harold is a testimony of God's love to everyone. Because no matter where you are, God is with you, and God loves you. Tell us more, Harold.
Well, when I was starting to go back in rehab again, I couldn't walk. I couldn't eat. They had a feeding tube. They told me it was 100% on a track on my neck.
Yes, from your neck. Yes.
And so they kind of gave up on me. They said that the insurance wouldn't pay for a portion of it, so they would have to wait another 30 days. But thank God I had angels.
Yes.
I had a lady that wouldn't give up on me.
Okay.
And I want to tell you. I really want to tell you about that.
Let's talk about you a little bit more. Let's give a story of the background, your background, so everybody will know where you're coming from.
Well, I've been in town for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been married 3 times.
Uh-huh.
And those relationships were a tragic.
Look at the camera.
They were a tragic.
Or you can look at me.
I'm gonna look at you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I had been married to 3 different times, and they were toxic relationships.
Toxic relationships.
Yes, and so when I finally got out of my last relationship, I was married for 12 years. In that relationship, there was no love.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't understand what God's love was about until I got into rehab.
Mm.
And rehab showed me that no matter what you do, that God will never let you down.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was I had to learn how to walk again, and that was the first step. And my God, the Lord got me back on my feet again.
Awesome.
And He got me where I had the strength to get up and stand up. He got me the strength where I can, they told my family I would probably be there for 2 years, that I would probably be either on a walker or in a wheelchair the rest of my life. And thank the Lord, I don't do any of that. I'm back to work.
Yes, you're back to work. You've got lots to do, Harold.
Lisette and I regenerated our friendship after a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And she's been wonderful, pushing me. She's been a pusher and a pusher to get me to try things that I would probably still be struggling with.
I'm a love pusher.
But yeah, a love pusher. Love pusher is that was a good one. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where God's love is unconditional.
Mm-hmm. So before all this happened, what were you doing? Harold, by the way, is a realtor. Tell us about that.
I've been selling real estate for 27 years. I was very successful in selling real estate. My most successful years was when I was doing real estate auctions.
Mm-hmm.
I made a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And God, if you don't give it back to God, do what you're supposed to do with it, it just goes. It goes away.
Mm-hmm.
I own 6 homes. That's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
And marriage was all gone. And I had to come back and I had to relearn what God's word really meant. And He put me through this, and I know that was for a reason.
Absolutely.
And so I'm back again, back on my feet. There's a learning curve. Us human beings are stubborn when it comes to trusting and hoping and all the things that we have to do. But I have my faith in God right now that He's gonna guide me and give me the knowledge that I need to have to keep life going again the way it should be through Him.
Okay, Harold. I thought you were always a man of God. So what happened to that? Aren't you a founder of the church you go to?
Well, I was going to Central Christian Church for a number of years, and I was on a team looking for land for Canyon Ridge Christian Church, and that was years ago. That was back in probably 1995, 1994, somewhere in there.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a camp counselor for children. I was a Sunday school teacher for 6 years with my wife, my ex-wife at that time, my wife at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the Lord, but I didn't know the Lord the way I know it now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just still, I'm still getting myself back together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very good. And I know that you have been in real estate for a long time. That's how we started. Actually, you became my client with insurance.
Oh yeah, I bought an insurance policy from Lisette, and we both belonged to Toastmasters at that time.
Yes.
That's how I met you.
Yeah.
Through an associate that was going to Toastmasters.
Yes, Harold has been a very nice friend, very great friend for that matter. And tell me about your family too.
I have a twin brother.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, he just retired as a professor at the University of Pittsburgh.
So does he look like you?
I don't know. That's what they say we do. I don't think
You're twins.
I think we're twins, but I think we don't look alike. I don't think so anyway.
I see. Yes, or like fraternal twins. That's what they
we
call
were
them.
we were identical when we were little. I mean, we were mirror. You couldn't tell us apart, but as we grow older, we change our looks and change our clothes. My dad and mom were married. My mom was a nurse and my dad was a preacher. And they would go on missionary trips to Mexico and deliver food and clothing. We did that a lot. My mom was just like one of these women that just took care of all the kids in the neighborhood. She was one of these. They needed somebody to take care of them. They would always come over to the house. We were a place that everybody met.
Wow, like my mom too.
Yeah, but at an early age, I lost my mom when I was 10 years old, and that was unfortunate. So my dad raised us, and I remember in high school, he says, "What are you going to do now?" I said, "Well, I don't know." He said, "Well, you're going to join the Marines." And when I told him, I said, "No, Dad, I just got out of the Marines. No, I'm not going to do that." So I joined the Air Force.
Oh, Air Force.
Yeah, I was in the Air Force for 4 years. So
what year was that when you were at the Air Force?
1966 and 1970.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was a learning curve, and I always seemed to be landed on my feet whatever I did. I always did it. I did it well.
So you're like a cat then.
Yeah, I just and then my brother was stationed here in Las Vegas, so I moved. When I got out of the Air Force, I moved to Las Vegas.
I see.
And so he says, "Yeah, I got a house." And when I got to Las Vegas, it was a house, but he was renting one room out of the house, so we had to sleep in one bed. We had one bed between the two of us. But the rent was good. It was $35 a month.
Oh, wow, $35.
So-
Where do you get that these days?
Yeah, so we worked to find that. So we did that. He got married 6 months later, and then I paid the full $70. And then the guy that owned the house, he got married, so I moved out. Got my own, by that time, I was able to get my own apartment.
Oh, and you were telling me also that you worked for JCPenney?
Oh yeah, I worked for JC. I was a manager for JCPenney's for 21 years. That was my learning experience. I kind of had what you called a poor dad, rich dad.
Really?
My dad was a preacher. He didn't probably made more than $6,000 a year. But the rich dad was my store manager. His name was Bob O'Connell, and I really take off my hat to him because he's the one that taught me business, and he taught me how to make money, and he taught me how to be an honest person, and he taught me how to
Very nice, Harold. We are going to continue on that, and when we come to our next segments. So don't go away, everyone. We are going to be here for the second segment of Love is Everywhere. Harold here is talking about God's love in his life.
Thank you.
We'll be back. Don't go away, mi amores. A show where we bring out the best in everyone. Every week, we inspire others